Your ICP says something like B2B SaaS companies with 50 to 5 employees. Maybe you added an industry. Maybe you said mid-market. And you shipped it. Everyone noted. It went in the deck. And it's costing you pipeline every single day. Because that's not an ICP. That's a description of half the internet. Here's what's actually happening when your ICP is too broad. You're writing messaging for a ghost. Nobody specific, nobody who wakes up with a specific problem your product has. Just a general category of company that technically could use what you say. So your cold email sounds generic. Your homepage copy appeals to no one in particular. Your SDRs don't know who to prioritize, and your sales team keeps ending up in discovery calls with companies that are never going to close. That's not a sales problem. That's not a messaging problem. It's an ICP problem. And it starts for any of those conversations. The most common mistake I see in B2B SaaS ICP statements is this. They describe who the customer is, but not why now. Mid-market fintech companies with 100 to 300 employees. Okay, that's maybe 40,000 companies. Which 40,000? The ones who closed the CDB and scaling up for the first time? Or the ones who just lost their head marketing and are rebuilding messaging from scratch? Maybe the ones who just take growth wall at 3 million ARR and can't figure out why. It's completely different conversations. Different pain, different urgency, different budget authority. Treating them the same is why your outbound reply rates are sitting at 2%. The fix is to add what I call the trigger layer. Not just who they are, what just happened that makes them need you right now. Instead of Series A SaaS companies with a 5 to 10% sales team, try Series A SaaS companies just hired their first 2 SDRs and are getting 1 to 2% reply rates on outbound sequences. That's 10x narrower and 10x more likely to get a reply from the exact person you wrote it for. Because they read think, that's me this week. Quick check. If your ICP statement has no trigger event in it, drop no trigger in the comments. I'm curious how common this actually is. Right? Here's the second problem. Even when founders have a decent ICP, it never makes it to the page. The ICP document sits in Notion. Maybe it got presented at a team offsite, and then everybody goes back to writing homepage copy that says built for growing teams and cold emails that open with I came across your company and thought there might be a fit. ICP is only useful if it shows up in your words, specifically in the first sentence of your homepage, the first line of your cold email, and the first thing your SDR says when they open a discovery call. If a cold visit lands on your homepage and can't tell within 5 seconds whether this product is for them, your ICP isn't doing its job. And that's not a design problem. It's a specificity problem. Right? The homepage and the cold email, those are the visible symptoms. But the third problem is the one that actually bleeds pipeline. And most founders didn't see it. A vague ICP doesn't just mean you reach the wrong people in outbound. It means your sales team qualifies the conversations because there is no clear criteria for what qualified actually looks like. So an SDR books a demo with a 12% company that's pre-revenue and technically fits your ICP. Your AE spends 45 minutes in discovery, 2 follow-up emails, a custom proposal, and then nothing because that company was never going to close this quarter. They didn't have the budget. They didn't have the urgency. They didn't have the trigger. Every one of those hours is pipeline capacity you didn't spend on the right deal. The tighter your ICP, specifically the trigger layer, the easier it is to disqualify fast and redirect energy to deals that are actually ready to move. So here's the practical version. Take your current ICP statement, ask 3 questions about it. Number 1, what just happened at this company that makes them ready to buy? A funding round? A new hire? A missed target? A leadership change? Something specific changed in the last 60 to 90 days. Number 2, what does that even make them feel? Under pressure to show results? Embarrassed about a number? Excited and looking for the right infrastructure to scale? Number 3, who specifically feels that? Not the marketing team, the VP of marketing who just got told by the board that their CAC is too high and has 90 days to fix it. When you can answer all 3, you have an ICP with a trigger. And that's what turns a cold email from thought there might be a fit into this sounds like it was written for me. Here's what this cost you if you leave it vague. Every outbound sequence your team runs against a broad ICP is burning budget on low probability conversations. Every homepage visitor who can't immediately self-identify is bouncing. Every demo that wasn't properly qualified is time your AE spent not closing. The fix isn't a rebrand, it's one afternoon. Pull your ICP statement, add the trigger, rewrite the first line of your cold email around that trigger, rewrite your homepage headline to speak to that specific moment. That's it. The hard part isn't knowing this. The hard part is doing it for your own product because you are too close to it. Every feature, every use case, every customer story, and that context makes it genuinely difficult to see what a cold, skeptical visitor actually reads when they hit your site. That's exactly what I dig into the deep teardown at Narrative Ops. Your ICP, your homepage, your outbound sequence with a recorded walkthrough and a prioritized fix list. Links in the description. And next video, I'm walking through a real ICP makeover before and after with the actual trigger layer added and the copy changes that followed. Subscribe so you don't miss that one. Thank you.